Hey everyone, Ekman here with another video, and we just finished watching the Bandai card game next presentation that they have for their card games. I did live stream it here on YouTube. You can find the link in the description if you guys are interested in watching my live reaction. This started at 4 a.m. for me PST time. It's almost like 6 a.m. as of recording this right now, so a little bit sleepy, a little bit out of it, so I do apologize if there's any just wrong information or if there's any issues with this video, but I did want to just kind of get it out as soon as possible. So if there's anything that I missed or anything that I got wrong, I'll make sure to have a pinned comment down below so you guys can check that out. But I did want to kind of go over some of the information for just specifically the card games that I've been doing more content for, at least the ones that I'm kind of caught up with. So it's going to be specifically Fusion World, Gundam, and One Piece. They're going to be linked in the description. They have varying amounts of information, and this will be a little bit more for just like the card game player, right? A little bit less on like product details and that kind of stuff. And most of this was mostly for like Japan news only. I think Gundam and specifically Fusion World had more stuff since it's a worldwide release. There's some new One Piece cards we're going to look at, but most of that stuff is mostly just on the Japanese side, but these are just kind of the things we care about. So we're going to jump into it, and we're going to start off with Fusion World, but we're going to have, again, if you guys want the timestamps, they're linked in the description for the game that you care about more. So anyways, we're going to go into this one. So the biggest news, we knew this was coming, and it's what it is. It is the restriction and banned restriction card list, whatever order you want to say for those. It's going to be Pilaf banned and then Bobby restricted to 1. This is going to happen July 1st, Tuesday, and it's going to be on July 3rd for the digital client. So I've seen a lot of people react to this already. It's pretty early in the morning. Most people, I think, are a little bit dissatisfied with the restriction list, not necessarily with the cards hit. I think most people are pretty on board with Pilaf getting banned and Bobby getting restricted to 1. But I think there's also an issue where a lot of people are more expecting more to get hit from this one. It's pretty lackluster. The fact that like the Satan City Goku didn't get anything outside of Pilaf, which is a hit for the deck. Like, I think people are estimating a little bit how crucial this card can be for that deck at times. The fact that the main part of the deck is still functional, I think a lot of people are a little underwhelmed for it. So we'll see how it does. I will say that, like, I know Saiyan City is strong, and I'm not defending the deck in any way, but it hasn't been topping outright. I do think that this is a pretty big hit for a lot of their consistency. It just means like you can't like just peel off for 1 and then use your find your 1-drop event, or really any of like the tutor cards you need for it. Like, the only way you recycle stuff now is with 2-drop Videl, which is a little bit more expensive for the deck too. So we'll see how much of a hit this is, but I know some people are still kind of underwhelmed for it. And then the Bobbity is, I think this card is fine to be hit. It's either this one or the 3-drop Boo. Honestly, I would have appreciated either one of them, but I think this will definitely keep the, it will definitely slow down the amount of, hand destruction that's available to Yellow Boo as well. So I don't know. I think that 1 or 2 more cards could have been hit too. I know one was like Aandroidd 1718. I think that card still is just like categorically like just breaks how ramping works in the game and just makes it very difficult to play any other kind of ramp card. So that is, but that's kind of how it is. So you guys are probably already talking about it. You guys are probably either most people I think are just whelmed, if anything, right? I'd say that this is like the minimum amount that they needed to do. I don't think it's much more than that. It's going to definitely, I think, affect the game. I would say in a mildly like in a positive direction, but we'll have to see what the actual kind of form for it is. But here it is. Here's the restriction list. There it is. So, and that's it. We also do have some information for the next set. So FBO7 Wish for Shenron comes out September 19th. $5 MSRP, 12 cards, 1 promotional code, and 125 totals plus all art versions. This is, if you guys are an old Dragon Ball Masters player like I am, Wish Leaders. This is not called a Wish Leader. It is just called Awaken. It is nothing fancier than what it was, but it's what this game is going to get for a Wish Leader. So generally in the old game, it is a deck archetype where you have to put 7 Dragon Balls into your drop to be able to get some fantastic effects, and this is what we get one. So the front side is that permanent. This card can't attack, but if your life is at 4 or less, this becomes a 20k. So that is pretty strong. Activate main, you get to switch this card to rest mode to draw 1 card, and then also, and then if you have 7 Dragon Balls into your drop, you get to draw 1 card, and then flip this card over. And then there's also Shenron, so on the backside, so still can't attack, 20k leader. Activate main, switch this card to rest mode, play up to 1 battle card that costs a 7 or less from your drop, flip this card to the front side, then return all cards from your drop to the owner's deck, shuffle your deck. So a couple of things that I don't know if this is relevant. This deck does like draw a lot less and like is a little bit less flexible for how Shenron works, but there is a possibility where you can awaken more than once per game, because you are able to just like find the 7 Dragon Balls again and then use the effect again, since it shuffles the cards into the deck, but not like it doesn't like remove them from the game, which the original game does. So I think that's something interesting. Being able to only play at a 7 or less, I think, is a little bit underwhelming. Just in the fact, like let me tell you, the wish effects from like Masters are crazy. But I think this could be something good. But the fact that this is something that you could use again and again is really strong. So there it is. We also do have like kind of the support cards. So we've got the Dragon Balls. You can have up to 7 of these, so which is just makes sense for this game. Activate main, you just place 2 cards from the top of your deck into the owner's drop, which I don't. If you guys remember Dragon Ball Masters, a couple things. The Shenron leader, for theirs, instead of drawing once per turn, you got to find 2 Dragon Balls from your deck and or life once per game or once per turn. So that's rough. And then also the Dragon Balls in those games let you just draw 1 card instead. So the fact that this card, you just activate main, place 2 cards from the drop, like the fact that you go minus in hand size is tough. Like you mill cards, and like you can potentially get cards into your drop that you want to play off your leader effect, or also you can get more Dragon Balls off of that. But I do think that's kind of tough. So we'll see. The other kind of weird thing about this deck in particular is that because how the game works, you get to put the Dragon Balls could end up being in your life too. So for example, we've got Dragon Radar. Activate main, look through your deck and life, reveal up to 1 card with Dragon Ball and its special traits and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck and life. So having to pay 1 to like search for it, and also having to run this card that has no counter, I don't see it yet. I don't see it. Like you'll have to like just believe me. I could go through a whole another video. The wish decks in Masters were like inherently broken with just how much hand advantage that you can accrue over time, and how easy it would. Like you could awaken on like turn 2 mildly consistently in this game. And this one, I don't feel like you're awakening any time, but like you're not getting 7 Dragon Balls into your trash any sooner than like turn 4 consistently, unless like, and even if you do, it means like you have to like discard 6 cards from your hand off the Dragon Ball effect, which doesn't necessarily seem worth it. So the other thing too, like you have to like to get the wish effect, you have to switch this card to rest mode. So you can't unless you don't get to switch this to active on awakening. So you'd have to like, you can't like use your leader effect to draw 1. You'd have to just like awaken, immediately use your Shenron and then flip it back, which just means like you're missing out on a draw. I don't know. We'll have to see like the cards. I'm sure like it says like if your leader is a Dragon Ball leader or a Shenron leader, you get to do crazy nasty stuff. But until then, I'm not quite seeing it. But we'll see. But I'm really excited for Wish leaders, and I want to see what it looks like in this game. So there it is. Otherwise, they kind of showed the archetypes for this one. So Daima still for red for the 3rd set in a row, I think, right? So that's good. I think like spoilers is probably going to be Super Saiyan God, or the SS4 Goku. We also have the Shenron Shadow Dragon stuff, it seems, for blue. So that's cool. You've got Gamma. So it's going to be like the superhero movie for green, and like just Aandroidd stuff. We've got Golden Emperor stuff, so I guess like more yellow Frieza army stuff for yellow. And then I'm sure the entire like black color for this set is going to be revolving around like wish leaders, or like being a wish leader and stuff. So I won't be too surprised about that one, but there it is. We also do have another manga booster. We have our first manga booster coming out at the end of this month, and they've already announced another one in November. So it looks like it's going to be kind of the same idea. It's going to be more about like manga designs and getting those. So should be kind of fun. And all cards are foiled, which is cool. There's also some pretty sick sleeves. These are awesome. Like they've really kind of hit it out of the park with these. There are some really nice sleeves for this one. So these are coming out during the same time as the manga booster 2. So we have that. We have another set coming out, FBO 9, so whatever the next one. I'm sorry, we're 8. Yeah, we get this in December, so pretty standard so far. It's going to be all leader cards are Saiyans, so which I guess hasn't happened yet, but it's going to be kind of like the Saiyan set. And then we also do have some surprise information for the second wave. This cell card is new. This is a new card revealed. So this is an SR from SBO1, which we're getting again at the end. So when attacking, choose a 2-1 battle card with 10k power or less than your opponent's battle area and KO it. Activate main once per turn. Place one card with Aandroidd and his special traits from your battle area to his owner's drop. Choose with 2 battle cards in your opponent's battle area. Get minus 20k power for the turn. So obviously, like the cell red deck for this one is all about like KOing your own stuff. I guess in a pinch, this could also KO itself, which then means that you can then use the effect from your leader to attack 40k and draw 1, and you get some good removal. So by and large, this looks cool, and we'll see how that. And then we also have the Gogeta, which this card's sick. I like this. I'm sure like in person this looks even better. So other than that, we've got some like new limited pack cards for prizing. These are all just new arts of older cards, and so nothing too crazy there. So there we go. And then lastly, and then these are, we get some sleeves and some playmats. The sleeves look sick. The playmat looks sick. I think both look really good. So I don't have much more to say, but there's that. And then these are just kind of like the product release schedule. So not much more than that. But yeah, it's just kind of idea. So we got this set. We've got Star Deck 9 and 10 at the end of the week. We've got Manga Booster end of the month. We've got a set in September. So 3 months from now. And then which is a bit of a delay, but I think like the Manga Booster probably helped that happen. And then we have another Manga Booster in that. And then we've got the second anniversary in March of next year, which is, I guess, approaching. It's like 10 months away. So that is there. But I think that's going to be it for the Dragon Ball stuff. So mildly, kind of underwhelmed on like the restriction list. I know a lot of you guys, I've already seen comments, people like, this is it. But at least I think it's better than nothing. And I do think like from what I've been seeing from SBO1, there's definitely some new archetypes and stuff that will change things up, and looking forward to that. So there we are for Fusion World. Next up, we've got Gundam. Gundam wasn't a lot. There is some cool stuff. One, we did get this new card. So this is from set 1, and this is kind of a card that they've been hinting about for a while, at least to the point where they've hinted about this archetype existing for putting command cards into your trash, but we haven't really had like a payoff card, right? And I think this is going to be one of them. So Gundam Aerial Rebuild, choose one command card that's level 5 or lower from your trash. You get to add it to your hand. So the card draw is good. The cycle is good. The fact that this also links with Soletta is really nice too. So it's a 5/4 with Soletta, becomes a 6/6, and then you get to get a command back, and then you can untap your resources, and then you can use the command after your attack. So all of that is good. So I think that's it's a fun card, and it's just when paired, right? It's not when linked. So if you put any pilot into the aerial rebuild, you get to get a command that's level 5 or lower, which can help you, I think, change the game. And then there's just like already like white, and like it's not like restricted just this white, so just any command is good. So I think there's some great, like if you're playing like blue and white, and if you need to like if you're trying to do like a late game like control deck, you get to put this there, and then you get to get your draw 2, and then you just never run out of resources, which seems really, really good. But there it is. So next up, they've announced that Z is going to be in the next one. I don't know if it's pronounced Zeta. If I'm a poser, let me know. I know I'm wearing a Gundam hat right now, but it's going to be in set 2, which is a big announcement. This was not announced beforehand. So these are all the sets featured in set 2. So still like some support for the first couple sets, but we've got all of these additional ones. So and we do have new Star Decks announced as well. So January 16th, we got Star Deck 7 and 8, with then GDO 3 coming out at the end of January. So which we have minimal information about that, but the game still hasn't released, so that is okay. So other than that, we do have these new promos coming out for the Gundam Base World Tour, which these look sick. I definitely want one. I am in LA, which generally has more than average Gundam stuff around the world. So I'll hopefully be able to get one of these. But this is a sick base for the game. So I think this is really cool. So not much more to say, but look out for that. And then we do have some prizing. So there's this new type challenge winner card. So this is an event that's happening in Gen. As far as I know, this is the event that's going in at Gen Con. So this is like the winner card that you get from that. So that's pretty cool. I think this is a really nice look for it. And then we also do have these like dish. I think they're calling them like missions. I know that the mission, we're getting like the overflowing affection and Soletta Mercury. I don't know if they're changing the pricing to add the rebuild, because I don't remember seeing that printed, but they also hadn't released this card yet, so I don't know if it's going to change. I think the Soletta already is like a great card though. But these are just like some early like tournament participation and then prizing cards coming out, since we're still kind of like in this like opening of the set. And then I'm guessing we're going to see like more like what we generally see for Fusion World and One Piece. So other than that, they will have a weekly broadcast starting on the 27th, so that's 2 Fridays from now. They're also doing an unboxing on June 22nd, which I'm going to guess is all 4-star decks. Also, this is like a quick aside, I didn't realize that they're actually starting from the website. The website says this. You can check it out. I don't have an image on there, but Anime Expo is when starter decks are going to be sold for this card game. So you can get them early then. So I will be there and hopefully in line and hopefully get it. But that's pretty big. But being able to get it's a week earlier for Japan to get that. And there's going to be some more announced. So it looks like they're going to have like some demo games. They're going to have some special guests and more details on like the regional qualifiers, because they did show that there is going to be a championship series already for this year, at least for Japan. I'm pretty sure English is going to get it too, but yeah, since it is a global release. But there it is. So not a crazy amount of knowledge, but some good insights for Gundam. Looking forward to this, and yeah, it's rapidly approaching. I can't wait for this game to come out. So also there's a demo app. If you guys probably already know, that's not new, but they did mention that. So there it is. All right, and to wrap it up, we've got One Piece, and this was almost entirely for the Japanese card game. Obviously, we're going to get these cards eventually. It's mostly just kind of revealing new products and new cards from the products. No restriction list. I know a lot of people were kind of expecting that. As far as I could tell, there was no announcement for a restriction list right now. I believe they had like this little segment at the end where they're like, looking at the meta and what's going on. But I don't think that there's currently any immediate plan for it. So if that's wrong, I'll have a comment in the below or pin below if you guys want to check that. But we do have pretty much they're just talking about PRB2, a little bit of the next set afterwards too. We're going to get this eventually, but it seems like it's a pretty cool thing. So most of this is just going to be like kind of machine translated from Japanese, because unlike the other two, they were not provided for, like Bandai didn't post like any English translations, which makes sense because our metas are different because we're still behind. So anyways, but this is it's looking like it's going to be pretty similar to the PBR or PRB1 that we got last year. So you get super rare guaranteed hires each pack. You get Parallel Dawn inspired by each leader. You also have like some super parallel cards and reprints and stuff like that. So the new element, and so just to, when it says new text, what that means is that these are new cards, right? These are cards with new effects or new text. So that's kind of how the translation works for it. So every color is going to have 1 new SR and 2 new rares. So that's going to be 18 new cards compared to the last one where the only new card was the Sanji. So there's that. There's also some SP cards and some exclusive event parallel cards too, which I'm guessing are kind of like the divine like manga like art stuff, which I love those cards. I think they're great art, so I'm looking forward to that. So but yeah, we'll go to the cards here, and right there. So we'll go to the cards. So yeah, so they revealed 1 super rare, with the green one, the Luffy one, and then we also have this. What you guys are going to be seeing are like machine translations through Google. I did confirm with a friend on like the actual translation, so I'm going to be reading those out. But for Luffy, but yeah, we've got 7 new cards. So we got this, and then we've got 6 rares, 1 for each color, and these are also cards that are boosting specifically the new like the 6-star decks, right? So we've got the Shanks, Bonnie and Buggy, as well as the purple black Luffy, pretty much any purple Luffy for this card, which again doesn't really need support, but I digress. And then Blackbeard and then Yamato there, so that's what these are as well. But quickly going through them, we've got Luffy. So the more accurate translation for this is that if you have a multicolored leader and your opponent has 7 or less Dawn on their field at the start of your opponent's main phase, you have to rest one of your Dawn. Your opponent has to rest one of them. So a lot to unpack. So real quick, so this looks like it's supposed to be like support for green purple Luffy. I don't really know any like green multicolored leaders can use this outright, right? But I think like for 4 Dawn, like what you're mostly doing in Green Purple Luffy is playing Zoro to search a card. So like this is kind of a good contention for it. But being able to like rest an opponent's Dawn every turn is really good. It's only if they're at 7 or less Dawn, and this is after their main phase. So, for example, if they start at 6 Dawn, if they're at 6 Dawn, they go to 8. They go to 8, they're out of it. It doesn't matter anymore. But being able to use this to prevent like some additional removal. Like I still think like Green Purple Luffy is probably one of the decks to use this card, since it is also just a Luffy card. That's also Supernova. And then also like this has like this weird interaction if you're playing against like another purple deck. Like if they are too aggressive with their Dawn minusing, then you are able to like prevent them from like they really get punished for losing their Dawn. So which means I think like some decks like Reiju, like you play this against Reiju, they are actively like 1 less Dawn for the rest of the turn. So I think this is an interesting card. I don't know, like I think like if you play it on like 4 or 5, right, if you play it on 4 Dawn, your opponent's going to 6, so they lose 1 Dawn. Or if you play this on 5 Dawn, they're going to 7, so they have 1 less Dawn. It really only works, I guess, in like the Green Purple mirror match right now. And like if you play it on curve, they miss their next curve essentially, which is still strong, but the window for this card being relevant is very small, I feel like. So I don't know, we'll see if it's good. It's also got the Supernova tag, right, but you also have to have a multicolored leader, but that's fine. I think that's okay. So interesting card, and there it is. Next up, we've got the Lucky Roo. So this is a blocker, and then you can trash a card with a character with 6,000 power or more, 6,000 power or more to draw 2. This is fantastic. Like I believe it does have counter. It just got obscured by the translate. So it does also have counter. 4-drop blocker Lucky Roo is already really good, and now we got another one. Shanks has been like dying for any amount of card cycle, and this is just great. Like we had like Silver's Rayleigh, which was not searchable and was like kind of mid for what it was. Also, this is not restricted to any leader, so this is just like a great way to get like a cheap blocker that also kind of fixes your hand. Most of the cards that are dead in hand are cards that just have 6,000 power or more. It also doesn't have to be just a red character either, so it can just be any card. So like for example, if you're playing red green, you got too many Hodies in your hand, you can discard a Hodie and then you draw 2. So I think that's just a good blocker, just a really good just generic red blocker. So seems pretty good. We also have Bonnie here, so this is also a blocker. This is also a blocker, and then you can blocker, and then you get to, on an opponent's attack, set up to one of your Dawn is active. So it's kind of like Urouge, but it's also it's just on opponent's attack, so it's not at the end of your turn. So if your opponent removes this before they attack, you don't get the Dawn back. So it's a little bit you can play it off of like an 8-drop kid, and then you can use the effect to get the Dawn. So like it's good for those reasons. I think it's a little bit susceptible to removal, but it's still an okay card. So there it is. We also have Mr. 3. This card's weird, but it's interesting. So blocker. This effect can be activated when this character would be rested by an opponent's effect. You can trash this character if you do draw 2 cards. So interesting, right? Like purple and green rest things, right? Blue don't. Like the fact that like this only works against like 2 colors in the game is interesting, because it's not even like rested by your own effects, because I think you would rest it from blocker and then you would get the effect from it. So it's a cool blocker to play. Like you get to play around Hodie kinda, but you like the way you play around Hodies get to draw 2. So it's interesting, right? There's like Shirahoshi blocker that's kind of similar, where there's also, this is not leader restricted in any way. This is like, I don't think any of these cards are really restricted outside of the Blackbeard card on the next slide. But it's a cool little like blocker, I guess, like compared to like Shirahoshi. So if they hard KO it, it just goes away. But there's a lot of resting going on in the meta. There's that. And then we've got Nami. Guess what? We got another Search Nami card. So look at top 5 of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Straw Hat crew other than Nami at your hand. Then place the rest of your bottom of your deck in any order. And trigger, you get to just play this card out, which means you get a search anyways. Uh, did purple straw hats need another searcher? No. Did they get one? Yes. They can find giant. It can find every card except for Nami. It is named Nami. It's not called Onami just because that is a difference. Two Dawn is more than one Dawn, but the fact that you get to trigger it off of your life and still has counter, like what's the issue with this card, right? And it's any, as far as I know, it's any card. I don't think it's just a character. So, yeah, because it can find giant, right? So you can find like even like zero cost, like another consistency card in a deck that sincerely I don't think was really needing it compared to other ones. But as what are we gonna say? It's gonna be a good card. I don't know what to say. So as long as purple, as long as like 6 months from now, like purple straw hats are still good, which is still leaning that way, this is gonna be a solid card. We also have this Shiryu. So this has if your leader is Blackbeard Pirates type, which we will be playing this character gains blocker and +4 cost. So an 8 cost blocker you get to play on 4 is actually really nice. Most decks really can't interact with this outside of just having to attack with it. And then also on KO, if your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates type, you get to choose a character with a base cost of 4 or less and KO it. So this card actually looks pretty good. I think this is something that Teach needed something to do kind of more defensively on like the mid game, right? This is, obviously a little bit more expensive at 4 Dawn instead of 2 Dawn, but I think this is pretty good for the deck. So if Teach is still relevant, they're probably likely wanting to try to find room for this Shiryu card. And then lastly, we've got this Otama. So not Ladle. Activate main, you can rest this card, and you can also add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand, and then you get this additional effect of one of your leaders or characters gets plus 2,000 for your turn. So that's pretty good. Just be able to, like, late game, if you have the 1 life, like sometimes, like if you're playing Yamato, your people, like your opponent will like keep you at 1 life knowing that like Hody will come down. This being able to say, all right, for 2, I'm going to use the effect to boost my leader, and then I have 2 additional Dawn now tapped that I can give to something. This is just a good Otama card that also is searchable off of 1-drop Yamato because it's a 2 cost. If any Wano stuff is relevant, I think this is a really strong card. So, and it's just any leader. It doesn't have to be a Land of Wano leader too. So I think that's like, even though like these are clearly cards that are supposed to represent the 6 leaders, only like the Shiryu is actually like leader restricted in any way. Like the rest of them are pretty open ended, which I think are nice. So also the triggers, you can just rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less, which could, it's like a weaker beige effect, which is still pretty good for the deck. So that's, which means like there are some times like you can trigger this into your life if you need to, which is nice. So yeah, because you get to rest this character, so you can like use the effect rest to give your leader plus 3,000, and then like use like Momo to put it back into your life. Some crazy things like that. So that's fine. So those are the new cards from the PRB. Again, we'll get some more information in the next couple weeks, I'm sure. We also have Booster Pack 13, which is the 3rd anniversary set. So they usually go a little bit more all out for these sets. This is also going to be the first pack in block rotation 4, I believe. Whatever, I think it's block rotation 4. So the release date is August 23rd for Japan, which is not us. We're not going to get this on the 23rd. We're going to just start getting OP12, so we'll still be behind. The retail price is way less, but that's because you get less packs per card. And then we have 1 new card from this one. It is kind of like a replacement Otama, which is kind of fun. So it's a 1-drop 10 or 1K. It's a 2K counter. Ace, Sabo, and Luffy. And then it says you can trash this character and give 1 active Dawn to a leader or character. Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3k power during this turn. So it costs like 1.5 Dawn. It has to be an active Dawn. So you're still paying 2, right? But you're able to give something minus 3k and then attach a Dawn to a leader, which can obviously, like, Straw Hat stuff kind of appreciates. This is not a Straw Hat card, but like, for example, if you're playing like Star Deck 21 Luffy, you can use this effect. You get the active Dawn to your leader, which then you can get more active Dawn to other things. And then give something minus 3k power. So it's an interesting card. I think, like, in since Otama is rotating out soon, unless it gets reprinted or they put it back into the main set, this is, I think, going to be a card that can kind of replace that spot. So it is like 1 Dawn, like half a Dawn more expensive, but also you do get to give minus 3,000 instead of minus 2,000. So I think that's really, really solid. So Other than that, I don't have much more to say. Also, like, the fact that it's an activate main is like slightly better than it being an on play, right? So that makes it a little bit more flexible. So that's cool too. So other than that, they've got some coming soon text here. So we've got EBO 3 coming out in October for Japan. November they're getting OP 14, and then also in December they're getting started at 29, which we have no information. I have no information about, at least. And then EBO 4 in January of 2026. So just some quick dates there, and that's really it. But that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys got something from it. I would say like a good amount of information across all the games. I would say like, I know a lot of people are kind of expecting more at times, but it was fun to kind of watch this live, and I appreciate you guys catching the live stream for this too. It was fun. I'll probably try to do these more often as long as I can find the time for it. Getting up early is kind of rough, but yeah, I think there's some cool stuff ahead, and I'm really looking forward to it as well. So let me know what you guys are thinking about it. Let me know if you want me to do more of these in the future, and we'll catch you all next time.